Earthrise was the line that got me into collecting, with the Prime. But it's also the worst line out of the WFC trilogy. It came out during a pandemic, terrible quality, and half the Transformers people want are exclusive to companies like Walgreens, which I found out was a pharmacy. Right? But the one I'm talking about is an Amazon exclusive that retails on the second-hand market for crazy prices. Not Soundwave, I'm never gonna buy that, but Ironhide. This guy is part of a 2-pack with Proud that came months later than what Amazon has stated. Great! And the toys themselves are, well, one is good by itself and was the main reason for getting this pack, and Ironhide, the focus of this review, is a compromised mess. The reason for this is simple. They took a Siege toy and tried to force it to be something it wasn't. Now, it worked for Proud because their Siege alt modes were already Earth-like. They're just futuristic cars. But this guy's Siege vehicle mode was the furthest away from being a Nissan Vanette. But they tried, resulting in a toy with clashing styles. The arms, feet, thighs are straight rips from the Siege version with their heavy details that contrast horribly with the Earth's bits more smooth and subtle detailing. Head sculpt works fine, so no need to change that. It's a similar situation with Siege and Earthrise Prime, though for those they are basically perfect, so why bother changing? This one, well, it serves its purpose. The chest is very weird. It's trying to be cuboid, but the windscreen is angular, leaving gaps in the chest. Also, because they chose this kind of clear plastic and not one that's colored, you can see into his chest. It's creepy due to giving off the feeling that he has no spark. Chest is also very wibbly. Now, the next bit is a big point of contention with the fandom. This shield. It's basic but serves its purpose well, and you can extend this to your blasters. Now, apparently this is how you're supposed to have the shield, but I find it a bit ugly and I like to extend it up instead, so it gives a bit more presence. But that isn't the problem. The problem is that this shield is a necessity for Ironhide's vehicle mode, meaning the toy is the dreaded parts former. I am being a bit dramatic, but unless you are specific characters like Ultra Magnus, even though parts forming was really never his thing unless you read the comics, any toy that parts forms are not going to be warmly received. Well, it could be worse. It could be the Cliffjumper boat that is perfect in every way except his shield, being just a slab of car. But that doesn't mean that this doesn't have problems. Because of the shield, Ironhide only has a dinky pistol, meaning that we will never be able to, meaning that his siege weapon will never be used again. It will be missed. To make up for that, I gave him this gun. Fits nicely, I think. Articulation wise, a 360 head rotation, arms rotate, goes out, well, this much. Elbow swivel, bends 90 degrees, and hand rotation. Very nice. Waist swivel, legs out, back this much. Thigh swivel, a 90-degree knee bend, and lots of ankle pivot because of the leg spread, which is great, but maybe a bit too much if I'm being honest. So he has great possibility, but from what I can tell, it's exactly the same as the Siege version. I guess you can't improve much as the base was good, so let's move on to transformation. Well, first off, I want to say that these flaps right here, while they didn't pop off during transformation, they did pop off whenever I fiddle with him because they are really easy to pop out, which they won't do on the camera. But apparently, there's also a common problem on the Siege version. It is good information to know. The end result looks quite good actually, until you get to the back, which you can clearly tell the designers ran out of budget. You cannot ignore such obvious feat that ruins the van silhouette. But, like the flaps, they are actually quite easy to pop out, well, in robot mode. And there are many upgrade kits out there to fix this issue. But just like Combiner Wars Menasor, those upgrade kits feel like a necessity, which upgrade kits should not be. A side view of the van reveals 3 different shades of red. I get here and here, reason being is because they are painted on clear plastic, and when you paint it, you can get close but not exactly the color of the plastic itself, so I understand that. But then what about here and here and here? What are like 3 different shades of red? Anyone know why they couldn't just use one red plastic? I also don't feel confident about the shield's connection. Every time I try and take it out, I feel like I'm using more force than I should. These clear plastic bits also don't inspire confidence in me. And this gap. I've pushed the shield down as much as I can, but this gap remains. Isn't that nice? For the price this 2-pack goes on the second-hand market, I would not recommend buying this set. The Studio Series version is infinitely better, at least in robot mode. I'm still very confused about why they designed the Studio Series as van modes front like that. Because what was difficult about doing this design? Either way, the Studio Series version is infinitely better. If for some reason you want an Ironhide Prowl 2-pack, get the buzzworthy Bumblebee 2-pack of them dying. It's morbid, but hey, no clear plastic. Thanks for watching and goodbye.